diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Welcome to Millennium News Hour. I am Tanzeeba Naurin. In today's bulletin, we will present top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines of the day. Balloons, bands, and Santa. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade ushers in holiday season in New York. Ex-Obama advisor Stuart Seldowitz's arrested after Islamophobic rant. New York City Mayor Eric Adams accused of sexually assaulting a colleague in 1993. The White House is concerned Iran may provide ballistic missiles to Russia for use against Ukraine. More than 43,000 people went to the polls for a Louisiana election. A candidate won by one vote. US shoots down drones launched from Yemen. War rages on in Gaza as truce delayed till Friday. Gaza war will grow if truce doesn't hold. Forced to rescue 41 workers in Uttarakhand face setback. Pak court orders Imran to appear in public trial. Dozens evacuate and 10 homes are destroyed by a wildfire burning out of control on the edge of Perth. Brazil to be sanctioned for Maracana violence in Argentina clash. And Surya Rinku helped India chase down 209 against Australia. You were listening to headlines, now news in detail. A former high-ranking US government official has been arrested after being captured on video calling a halal food vendor in New York City a terrorist and saying the death of 4,000 Palestinian children in Gaza wasn't enough. Stuart Seldowitz, who previously served as Deputy Director of the US State Department's Office of Israel and Palestinian Affairs, was arrested on Wednesday on charges of aggravated harassment, hate crime, stalking causing fear, and stalking at a place of employment, New York police said in a statement. A 24-year-old male victim stated to police that an individual approached him at his workplace multiple times and made anti-Islamic statements multiple times on different dates, causing the victim to feel afraid and annoyed, police said. Video went viral this month of multiple arguments over Israel's war on Gaza between Seldowitz and an Egyptian man working in a halal court in Manhattan. If we killed 4,000 Palestinian kids, it wasn't enough, Seldowitz says in one exchange captured on video and posted on the social media platform X. The vendor is seen telling Seldowitz to go, 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 and I won't hear it. Seldowitz then responds, but you are a terrorist. You support terrorism. In other exchanges, Seldowitz is heard casting slurs against Prophet Muhammad and calling the vendor ignorant for his lack of fluency in English. Seldowitz also threatens to use his government connections to mobilize Egypt's secret police against the vendor. The Mukhabarat, the intelligence agency in Egypt, will get your parents. Does your father like his fingernails? They will take them out one by one, he says, smiling. Beloved characters like Snoopy and SpongeBob SquarePants soared through the skies above New York City on Thursday, and bands marched along the streets below as the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade ushered in the holiday season. The parade started on Manhattan's Upper West Side, making its way alongside Central Park in front of big crowds and a national television audience before ending in front of Macy's flagship store on 34th Street. Among the big names performed is Cher, who just released her first Christmas album. The Oscar, Emmy and Grammy Award winner had a prime spot, performing just before the arrival of Santa Claus, which marks the end of the parade. Other celebrities and musical groups took part included John Batiste, Belle Biv DeVoe, Brandy, Jesse James Decker, Pentatonix, and Miss America 2023 Grace Stanke. The parade also included performances from the casts of some Broadway shows. The parade was briefly disrupted when about a half dozen protesters in jumpsuits covered in fake blood glued themselves to the street just in front of a float carrying characters from the fast food giant McDonald's. They carried a banner that said "Free Palestine" and "Genocide then, genocide now," and were taken into custody. The parade continued as police worked. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been accused of sexually assaulting a woman who worked with him in 1993, according to a legal summons filed in New York Supreme Court on Wednesday. The woman, who said in the filing that she worked for the city at the time of the alleged assault, is seeking at least $5 million in damages. She said she experienced sexual assault, battery, employment gender discrimination, retaliation, a hostile work environment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, according to the summons. A City Hall spokesperson rejected the allegations, saying Adams does not recall meeting the accuser. The mayor does not know who this person is. If they ever met, he doesn't recall it, the spokesperson said, but he would never do anything to physically harm another person and vigorously denies any such claim. The allegations against Adams were labeled as timely in the legal document because the summons was filed 2 days before the expiration of the New York Adult Survivors Act, which has led to lawsuits against high-profile figures such as former President Donald Trump, hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs, and Academy Award-winning actor Jamie Foxx. The White House voiced concern that Iran may provide Russia with ballistic missiles for use in its war against Ukraine, a development that likely would be disastrous for the Ukrainian people, a U.S. national security official said. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby noted that Iran already has been providing Russia with unmanned aerial vehicles or drones, guided aerial bombs, and artillery ammunition, and may be preparing to go a step further in its support for Russia. Kirby highlighted a September meeting in which Iran hosted Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu to show off a range of ballistic missile systems, sparking U.S. concern. We are therefore concerned that Iran is considering providing Russia with ballistic missiles now for use in Ukraine, Kirby told reporters during a conference call. In return for that support, Russia has been offering Tehran unprecedented defense cooperation, including on missiles, electronics, and air defense. Kirby's warning came as President Joe Biden's request for more than $61 billion in emergency U.S. funding to continue to support Ukraine's defense remained stalled in Congress. The additional aid for Ukraine is part of a larger $106 billion funding request from the Democratic president that also would support Israel, Taiwan, and the US operations on the border with Mexico. In the northwest corner of Louisiana, a candidate for parish sheriff demanded a recount Wednesday after losing by a single vote in an election where more than 43,000 people cast ballots. The tight race shines a spotlight on Louisiana's recount process and its outdated voting machines, which do not produce an auditable paper trail that experts say is critical to ensuring election results are accurate. States' recount abilities have proven to be exceedingly important, especially following the 2020 presidential election when multiple battleground states conducted recounts and reviews to confirm President Joe Biden's victory. This extraordinarily narrow margin absolutely requires a hand recount to protect the integrity of our democratic process and to ensure we respect the will of the people. John Nicholson, the Republican candidate who trailed by one vote in last week's election for Caddo Parish Sheriff, posted on social media Wednesday. A U.S. warship patrolling the Red Sea intercepted multiple attack drones launched from Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen on Thursday, the U.S. Central Command said. On the morning of November 23, the USS Thomas Hardner shot down multiple one-way attack drones launched from Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen, CENTCOM said on X. The ship and crew sustained no damage or injury, it added. The Houthis have declared themselves part of an axis of resistance of Iran's allies and proxies retaliating against Israel's war with Hamas. The conflict has raised the specter of a broader Middle East conflagration, with the frontier between Lebanon and Israel also seeing near daily exchanges of fire. The Houthis in Yemen have launched a series of drones and missiles towards Israel since the October 7 start of the Israel-Hamas war. On Wednesday, Israel said it had intercepted a cruise missile heading for the south of the country, a shot claimed by the Houthi rebels. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BT Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. War raged on in Gaza on Thursday as a proposed truce and release of hostages was delayed for at least another day. Columns of black smoke could be seen rising above northern Gaza's war zone from across the fence in Israel as daylight broke over the strip. Israel said the release of hostages, meant to be accompanied by the war's first ceasefire, would be delayed until Friday. The Israeli military said it had launched 300 airstrikes overnight and sounded sirens warning of cross-border rocket launches by Palestinian groups. Palestinian media reported Israeli strikes in the northern areas as well as in the southern city of Khan Yunis, where Israel has told residents of the north to seek shelter. A doctor at Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, told AFP that the facility's director and several other medical personnel were arrested by Israeli forces. A Palestinian official told AFP that a delay in implementation of the truce was due to last-minute details over which hostages would be released and how. Qatar announced key details of the planned pause in fighting and release of hostages. Israel has said the truce could last beyond the initial 4 days as long as Hamas free at least 10 hostages per day. Both sides have said they will go back to fighting once the truce is over. A doctor at Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City told AFP that the facility's director and several other medical personnel were arrested by Israeli forces on Thursday. Dr. Muhammad Abu Salmiya was arrested along with several other senior doctors, said Khalid Abu Samra, a chief of department at the hospital, which has been a major focus of the Israeli operation against Hamas following the militants' October 7 attacks. On the other hand, Iran's Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian warned that the threat of the Gaza war spreading would grow unless a truce between Israel and Hamas lasts, in an interview as he visited Beirut. If this ceasefire starts tomorrow, if it does not continue, the conditions in the region will not remain the same as before the ceasefire and the scope of the war will expand, Amir Abdullahian told the Beirut-based Al Mayadeen television channel on Wednesday. We do not seek to expand the scope of the war, he added. If the intensity of the war increases, every possibility is conceivable for the expansion of the scope of the war. The efforts to rescue 41 workers from a collapsed tunnel in the Himalayan mountains tonight suffered a setback when the platform on which the drilling equipment is mounted developed cracks. The rescue workers, in their final stage of the rescue operation, will stabilize the platform on which the 25-ton auger machine is mounted before drilling is resumed in the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand, reports New Delhi correspondent citing officials. Sections of steel pipes were being inserted through the rubble of the collapsed portion for the workers, who were trapped for 11 days, to be brought out. Earlier in the day, said Ada Hasnain, a member of the rescue contingent of National Disaster Response Force, said the operation to pull the workers out could be completed by tomorrow. A Pakistani court on Thursday ordered authorities to produce former Prime Minister Imran Khan for trial on November 28 on charges of leaking state secrets, his lawyer said, in what would be his first public appearance since he was jailed in August. The former cricket star has been embroiled in a tangle of political and legal battles since he has ousted as Prime Minister in a vote on no confidence in 2022. Which he denounced as unfair. The court has ordered that Imran Khan be produced on November 28. Khan's lawyer Naeem Panjota said in a post on the social media platform X, "We now have to see that this order is implemented." The court cited procedures without elaborating in stipulating the November 28 date for Khan's appearance. A spokesperson for the Law Ministry, which will decide if Khan is to appear, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The 71-year-old was jailed on August 5 for 3 years for unlawfully selling state gifts during his tenure as Prime Minister from 2018 to 2022. Dozens of residents have been evacuated and at least 10 homes destroyed by a wildfire burning out of control on the northern fringe of the west coast city of Perth during heatwave spring conditions, authorities said Thursday. There were no deaths reported, but several firefighters had sustained minor injuries, including smoke inhalation, Western Australia State Department of Fires and Emergency Services Commissioner Darren Clem said. The fire began Wednesday afternoon in a pine tree plantation on Perth's northeast edge and was fanned overnight by 60 km/h winds, Incident Controller Clinton said. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The temperature in Perth was forecast to peak at 40 degrees Celsius on Thursday, which is extraordinarily hot for the southern hemisphere spring, and winds remained strong. Power poles had been damaged and 544 homes were without power Thursday. Around 130 people spent Wednesday night in an evacuation center, Western Australia Deputy Premier Rita Saffioti said. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 15,907.89. The NYSE Composite is increased by 46.32 points or 0.29%. Tokyo stock close price is 33,451.83. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 97.69 points or 0.29%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,061.86. The Shanghai index is increased by 18.25 points or 0.60%. Hong Kong stock close price is 17,910.84. The Hang Seng index is increased by 176.24 points or 0.99%. Bombay stock close price is 66,017.81. The Sensex index is decreased by 5.43 points or 0.01%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. The FIFA Disciplinary Committee is set to open an investigation into the violent clash between Brazil and Argentina fans in their World Cup qualifier clash at Maracanã Stadium on Wednesday. Brazilian news outlet Globo reported on Wednesday. Article 17 of the FIFA Disciplinary Code, in its 2023 version, makes it clear that the home side and its governing body, the CBF, is solely responsible for the safety of the game. Home clubs and federations are responsible for order and security in and around the stadium before, during, and after games. They are responsible for incidents of any type, the article reads. Punishments can be fines, playing one or more matches without an audience or with a limited audience, a ban on playing games at a particular stadium, an obligation to play on a neutral field, or even deduction of points and expulsion from competitions. India's keeper Suryakumar Yadav's 42-ball 80 and an unbeaten cameo by Rinku Singh helped the hosts chase down an Indian best of 209 against Australia in a 2020 thriller on Thursday in Visakhapatnam. Suryakumar smashed 9 fours and 4 sixes on his captaincy debut for India as the hosts won with 2 wickets and 1 ball to spare and take a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series. Needing 7 of the last over, India lost 3 successive wickets, including 2 runouts on ball 4 and 5 before chase master Rinku got the team to victory over Sean Abbott bowled a no-ball. Rinku, a left-hand batsman who hit 22 of 14 balls, smashed a 6 that was not counted as the run of the no-ball got India past their previous best chase of 208 against the West Indies in 2019. The match was played just 4 days after Australia's record-extending 6th ODI World Cup triumph in the final against hosts India. The second T20 is on Sunday in Thiruvananthapuram. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Balloons, bands, and Santa. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade ushers in holiday season in New York. Ex-Obama advisor Stuart Seldowitz arrested after Islamophobic rant. New York City Mayor Eric Adams accused of sexually assaulting a colleague in 1993. The White House is concerned Iran may provide ballistic missiles to Russia for use against Ukraine. More than 43,000 people went to the polls for a Louisiana election. A candidate won by one vote. US shoots down drones launched from Yemen. War rages on in Gaza as truce delayed till Friday. Gaza war will grow if truce doesn't hold. Efforts to rescue 41 workers in Uttarakhand face setback. Pak court orders Imran to appear in public trial. Dozens evacuate and 10 homes are destroyed by a wildfire burning out of control on the edge of Perth. Brazil to be sanctioned for Maracana violence in Argentina clash. And Surya Rinku help India chase down 209 against Australia. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website address is www.millenniumnews24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all LED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV. And also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.